Well, AI translation firm Straker has won a new contract with the European Union agency. It's the latest contract win for the firm, as customers include IBM. Let's get more detail. We're joined by co-founder and chief executive Grant Straker. Grant, welcome back to AusBiz. Good to have you on the show again. Can you give us a little more detail on this new contract?
Yeah, sure. Look, so this is a basically $1 million a year contract. But I guess the bigger picture for us is actually on Friday we announced Thursday last week we announced a $28 million renewal contract with IBM. So this is coming hot on the heels of that, and also earlier last month we announced a $5 million contract with a major European software company. So we're getting a lot of traction in Europe at the moment, which is really interesting. It's a very interesting market for us.
Yeah, I note in your statement there, you're saying the European Union has been on and off in terms of its value as a customer. So what are you seeing there at the moment? What's the attraction that they're seeing with your company and what you're offering?
Yeah, so look, I mean, we were very early in the in an AI approach to translation, and I think that the market is now starting to align around that. They understand that AI adds a lot of value in the translation process by speeding it up and lowering the cost, but that you also need human expertise and human process for some of these really high-end specific workflows and processes. So I think they see us as a really experienced vendor, but also a really innovative vendor, because we have a whole AI team. We can make AI models, and I think customers are just starting to understand that's where the world's going at the moment.
All right, so this latest contract win, that's for translation to French, is that right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So basically, the EU have a very structured process for translation services. They're the largest spender on translation services in the world, as you can imagine, with 5 countries and different languages, and a lot of regulatory requirements around that. So yeah, look, and this is, it's renewable each year. We've had various EU contracts over the years. They normally last 3 or 4 years, and they come up for tender, and you get some opportunities. But this gets us right back into tendering on some of those large EU projects. Yeah, and obviously off the back of what we're doing globally with IBM now that we renewed that contract, it really gives us a strong, solid technology framework to validate where our technology is and how we can benefit our customers.
Can you give us some more detail on that IBM contract? What are you offering them?
Yeah, sure. So that was, we renewed that. That was the last one was signed in 2022. It was coming up for renewal. And the really good thing for us, it's a 16 million US, 28 million NZD contract over 3 years. But the really exciting thing for us is it expands our relationship with IBM from just being, a translation partner and a translation technology partner into actually being an AI partner. So now we've got our AI models running on IBM Watson X. We're able to expand our relationship with IBM and get into their ecosystem and their partnerships. We just become a gold partner with IBM. So it really moves us to be in the slipstream of one of the world's hyperscaling AI companies. And IBM have, I think a $10 billion Gen AI order book at the moment. So it's great to be in that ecosystem, and that's what it really does for us.
Now, Grant, as you mentioned there, AI obviously a key to your technology. Can you tell us how you're using it?
Sure. So the key to the way that we work with AI, and I think many other tech companies will come to this conclusion over the next 12 to 24 months, is that you need to have this unique data, and you need to build your own AI small language model. So, large language models are fine, that they're good for generic stuff. But if you're specific in an industry, be it healthcare, aeronautical, engineering, whatever it is, you need to be able to build a model that will outperform what you can do generically. Because if you can't do that, then lots of your competitors will just use an open AI type solution. So we build these models. We're probably one of the few companies in Australasia that has a dedicated AI modeling team. So we build that, and then we build on top of that, the way that you actually apply that model. So in our case, it's Verify, which verifies the output from AI, from an AI translation, and certifies that it's real, or that it's accurate. Sorry. So that's the way that we do it, and then we have a product called Supercharger, which is the feedback loop that goes back in to retrain the model and continually make it better.
Now, overall, how are your financials looking at the moment, Grant?
Very strong. We had a record profitability year last year. We actually report in a few weeks' time, so we're fundamentally in blackout for this half of the year. But look, we generated free cash last year. We're in a very strong balance sheet. We still invested about $7.5 million into our AI development. So look, very healthy, strong balance sheet, lots of innovation coming out of our labs, and some big contract wins over the last 3 to 4 weeks.
And what's your elevator pitch to prospective investors? Look, your share price has been in decline over the past 5 years. You're not alone there, of course, being a small cap and post-COVID. Has obviously ticked up most recently off the back of these latest contract wins. But what's the investment thesis?
Okay, so the really simple one is that 71% of all VC money so far this year has gone into AI, and in the US, and a lot of that has gone into private companies. I think what the opportunity is for investors with Straker is that you can actually get part of a portfolio into an AI company that's in the slipstream of a AI hyperscaler that has proven AI technology that's getting contract wins. And that the winners in AI will be very, very big. And yes, we have to go through this process of transitioning, from a legacy perception of what we do into the AI perception. But that's the pitch. Like you can actually, we're one of the few listed companies that is a pure play AI company that you can actually, come along on this really exciting journey with us.